This is your quick guide on how to install the Sony A1 camera skin. Before you start, make sure all the crevices and areas are clean using isopropyl alcohol, and you don't want any finger oil or contaminants before you apply the skin. Today we are doing tiger stripe camo. As usual, we like to peel the skin. You want to start from all the corners, so when you lift it, you're not applying too much pressure or tension on any part of the skin at one time. So I like to pre-peel them piece by piece, side by side. And when you're ready, lift the whole thing off. Flush with the logo. You can apply a little bit of pressure, check all the edges, and go ahead and put the flaps in. If you got the tweezer and squeegee kit, go ahead and use the tweezer to tuck this part in gently. Makes things a lot easier. And everything should just fall into place once you have it aligned. Again, use the tweezer, tuck it in. Very simple. And just put the skin in the corresponding areas. Now we're going to do the viewfinder top side. Again, you want to place it. You don't want to apply any pressure until you confirm that it's aligned perfectly. Now on the front, let's not forget about the O. We didn't forget about the O, so we actually put the O's right here for the O. So we'll just put it here, like so. Now the O is covered. We thought about every little detail. Now for the alpha shoulder area, you just want to use your tweezer and your fingers to get it aligned first. Do not apply any pressure. You want to check for cutouts. There's a white dot indicator here. That's what I would use. And then for this area on the back, we're going to use the tweezer to tuck it right under the wheel notch. And once it's fully aligned, we're just going to crease the corner and get it the A to fully align with the cutout, like so. Here, I'm actually looking at the focal plane indicator and trying to get it to line up with the button cutouts. Once we do that, we can use a tweezer to get to the back side, tuck things in. Again, I am not applying downwards pressure. And once everything looks good, we can go ahead and fold the flaps in, crease the corners, fold in this AF light, make sure the cutouts are proper. The squeegee is not part of the kit. We actually include a more versatile one. I'm using this one as an example. Next, we're going to do the shutter button section. This area is not too difficult. Again, we just want to drop it down, get the cutouts with the on and off. Make sure all the areas are flush and aligned. And then we're just going to place all the flaps into their designated areas. You want to use your fingers to gently go over it. You don't want to stretch the skin. Next, we're going to move on to the body. This part's a little bit trickier just because it's a much larger piece. What we want to focus on is the tripod mount, the battery door, and the serial number cutout. You want to lightly peel from each side, gently. Make sure to not rip any of the pieces. Now we're just going to try to align all three of these cutouts properly. Going to make micro adjustments, make sure there's no intrusion on the door. You always want to make sure the door opens. So what I'm going to do is make sure all the gaps are far enough to where it doesn't impede on the door opening. So once that's done, I'm just going to apply pressure over the door first. Check the door, see if it opens. You can see that you can tell when the door opens perfectly. That means you applied it perfectly. And adjust it so it fits perfectly, like so. Another area to look out for when installing the skin is the memory slot door. You can see here that the door is opening perfectly. There's no impedance. So now we know the skin is installed properly. Always check those. All right, so that's your quick installation guide for the Sony A1. It looks fantastic. I love the way this tiger stripe looks.